Hello again. This is the Watering Man. Now I'm going to speak on, I'm going to name this one, The Best Vein of Gold is Deep in the Mountain of One's Mind. That's where you get those pearls of great price, or that purified gold of God. Let's speak on this a little bit. Let God bring this out, okay? Now, I'm going to take you to, one place where it's telling about God is light, and in him is no darkness at all. Let's go to 1 John chapter 1 and verses 5 through 10. I'm not going to break it all down right now. I'm going to talk about the gold of God. Oh my goodness. That's that golden nature, not this natural gold, but that's the teachers about the spiritual gold. Let me point out a few points. Okay? Excuse me. Having a little bit of stuff. Well, nothing to that crap. Get out here. Right? Now, over this little passage here in 1 John chapter 1, it says, God is light. In the New King James, it says, fellowship with him, that's God, and one another. That's the Christ in everybody. God put a measure, a portion of that faith, that pistis that can grow into God's love, God's light. It's been illuminated by you agreeing with God and hot pursuit, everything you got, and dropping this thing, hog tying this impurities, this red dog thinking, this antichrist thinking. That's not gold. It's not God's nature, character, and authority. His name. Not in his name. This gold, God's way, is bringing you up and giving you more racham to meet his child. God's giving that. God's increasing you. Okay? He's burning out. He's purifying. He's smelting, if you will. He's mining it out, refining it, and consuming. He's a consuming fire and a refiner's fire. He's mining that gold out of your gold mine. Not just little nuggets and stuff you find up in streams and stuff like that, because it's a heavier, it's heavier element. It's got an atomic mass, which is the protons and neutrons together in the nucleus of an atom of gold of 196.967 is the atomic mass number, and the atomic number, which is the number of protons in that nucleus of each atom inside of gold, is 79. But when it comes out, it's ugly. When it's dug out of the earth, out of this deep mine of your carnal mind, like that Ninevite city, takes you 3 days, took 3 days, 3 ages, all your life, first, second, third day in your earthly thinking, to walk just across the diameter, to live, to exist by greenlighting God, being purified back into God's nature, character, and authority, God's golden nature, getting those pearls of great price, those precious stones, not leaving them ugly. That double-minded, when it first comes out, is dug out of the gold mine. That's where the better is, a vein of gold down in your mind. God's going deep in there, shaking it up, earthquake, boom. They use like nitroglycerin and stuff like that to blow out the holes and making it go down into the earth of your mind. Different things, dynamite and different things. Get down in there deeper and shore it up and then dig it out. Grinding it out, chopping it out to get little tiny bits of gold out of all this other sediment and metals, and that's not gold. And then going through all the processing, the smelting and everything that's melting it down, and the refiner's pot and bring it up, bring the impurities to the top, to the surface of the storms of your life. In the world there must be tribulation, calamity, thlipsis. But be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world. Christ has overcome it. That's the way you get out of this. Not standing in this double-minded poop thinking. All these impurities of all this dirt and dust, whirling around. Get that stuff out. You got to hog tie this thing, and let God zap it out. And those impurities comes up to the top, and he's skimming it out, see? Bringing it out, and it's becoming more and more and more purified gold. There's a whole processing. It's very, very intricate. Got a lot to it. Getting this gold. The more that you know, the more that you know that you don't know about getting this gold of God and getting out of this, coming out of this appa, divorcing this double-mindedness, this dirt thinking, this mountain of it. Like the whole planet. Divorcing the appa. And ek come from all of it. I's go two towards it into God. Pros. So your advantage go that way. The pro way, the spirit way, and the end that's why in God where there's purified gold. Now, in this verse we're saying God is light. He's this fire, this torch, this flame, this illumination. Bring you up into a purified gold in nature. The Racham meeting the Cha, boom, nuclear fusion. In God there's light. And there is no darkness, no double-mindedness, none of your fleshly stuff, no antichrist thinking. At all. No ignorance of God's love. He's bringing you up. You're not staying down in here buried and melted and right on into that ugliness of your carnal mind. Now, when they get out of this deep down in your earth, down in the earth here, in these gold mines, way down in there, buried down in the mountain, that vein of gold that comes out when it comes out in chunks, golden ore. There's a little tiny bits of gold in there, and there's fool's gold, and there's quartz, and all kinds of stuff. You find all kinds of impurities. Not very much gold in there, real gold in there. And it's not purified. It's all ugly. Isn't your carnal-mindedness, your unstableness, and your good and evil stuff, isn't it unstable? Isn't it ugly? Ooh, yucky poop. It's absolutely denied. Kind of like similar to going over that waterfall and that big log flume there, that double-mindedness, going over that cliff, over that waterfall, down into your poop, your cesspool. That's pretty ugly, stinky. It's seen here, taste, touch, and smell. It's got a log in its eye. Ooh, yuck. Well, this thing here, log, is this bound together? But it's not bound together as good as whenever God brings us up and purifies it. The Holy Spirit, sanctifying Spirit of God, is baptizing you, completely submerging you, boiling it up in its hot vinegar solution. Because that golden ore down in that vein is cold it's cold. Right? But as it's bringing it up, and God's putting it through this like smelting process, He's refining all this different stuff going on. It's through hot fire. Just like this light, or lightning, or fire, a torch, illumination. He's enlightening your mind, little by little by little, in this D1, D2, D3 depth, in a whole universe in there. Different ways we can look at this, okay? This natural is teaching us about the spiritual. Natural first and teaches us about the spiritual. That's in either 1st or 2nd Corinthians chapter 15, verse 45, 46, okay? All right? It's teaching us. Okay? No. He's busting it out of the rock. Coming out, it's ugly. Man, this stuff is bitter. How in the world could this be God? How could there be any gold in this black dirt? Black gold, black chunk of rock here. With all kinds of different stuff in it, but man, it's just ugly. How could God be involved in this? How could he let all this stuff happen? You're still looking at double-minded things, trying to hang on to all this old stuff. Carnality, duality. Man, I was better off before God started doing this. You don't understand the process. He's correcting you. It's an opportunity to hold tight this thing and come back to God. That's not an easy peasy way. That's hold tight. Shut your dog mouth up in your mind. You're murmuring and complaining in here. Agree with God. God is the greatest. Hold tight those hands and feet. Your hands, working it out yourself. I'll do it my own independent way. God doesn't do nothing for me. I learned it all. Hold tight that. Hold tight your feet, your existence, your lifestyle. I'll do it my own way. I'm existing. I'm all right. Leave me alone. Do it God's way. Do a 180-degree about face for this left-handed turning, sucker. Your red dog way. Those impurities. Taking you down your own shitter. Hold tight this stuff, and when God says it's good, bam, zap it out, chop it out, skim it out, way up. He's purifying you. He's smelting this stuff. He's binding it out, chopping it out, consuming this stuff, and transforming it into energy. His Spirit bring you up the spiral staircase, save you from this dangerous doom and gloom. Death and destruction. Oh no, if you sow to the flesh this stuff, you reap corruption and destruction. Right down into your own cesspool. Right back into that mind where it's nice and safe in this dangerous cold pit that's willing to give us Barabbas and crucify Jesus. Give us the thief, the robber, our own carnal mind. It's enmity. Directly opposed to us going towards it into God's way. Romans chapter 8, verses 6 and 7. The carnal mind is death. It's darkness. It's separating you from God. What's it saying right here? When you're going, man, the devil made me do it, or it's the big bad stuff, or all this stuff, you're being disobedient to God. Who are you worshiping? You're sin conscious. You're missing the mark of God. Now in this whole passage here, 1 John chapter 1, verses 5 through 10, this word for sin, our sins, all this is either harmatano or hamartia. That's to miss the mark or to have a share in missing the mark. You're missing the mark of what God's telling you. God's lighting your lamp, your torch. He's reigniting you he's bringing you from this cold, lower cold way of thinking, atmospheric region, up to his higher, superior, hotter. I'm on fire for God. I'm gaining the racham to be his child. The ability to love God as he first loved you. Quit biting it. Quit eating that bullcrap. Quit staying embedded, locked in your own carnal golden ore, and going, there's a gold down in there. It's my way. Double-mindedness. Let God purify that gold. Now, no, it's a heavier. It's like a 79, atomic number 79. And on the chart of the periodic table of the elements, there's 118, right? And 20 of them have to be kind of manufactured, put together in a lab and stuff, okay? So there's really a naturally occurring, there's like 98. Well, this is up there at the head, up at 79. That's pretty. You know, it goes from the least weight up to the highest, like hydrogen 1, helium 2, and on up. Gold is up there at 79, so it's pretty high. When you God's purifying it. It's taking you into His highest, luminous, brightest, hottest. I'm on fire for God, and He's your protection. Now, this gold in the natural, which has the number, the symbol, I should say, on the periodic table of AU, okay? Now, that's not really that important, except located. Now, gold is an inert. It's inert, okay? And that could mean having little or no ability to react to like other stuff. Now, God's, it's limited in how much it'll react to all this red dog stuff, right? God's golden. It's way up here above all this other serpents and snakes and this double-mindedness, right? It's biting you on the heel in your lifestyle, poisoning your thinking. God's ways are higher than our ways. You gotta go the green way when He's offering the split. Coming up to God, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. It's double going up. You don't do it, it's going down. Don't matter if you got an argument, case. God's giving you His argument, His argument, His explanation, and the intensification calls you to hold tight this stuff. So you can hear Him and obey it. Shama. Hear intelligently with the intent to respond positively, and then obey it and gain the gratitude and the honor, the glory. Oh my goodness, Father, you are the greatest. Gain His love. God gives that increase. But like you're coming up a spiraling staircase back into God. Okay, back up to this. Nuclear fusion. He's going to split this. Nuclear fission, right? All right. It's got to purify this golden, ugly ore that's mined out of this big old mountain, this big old globe. Like G1 depth, or D1 depth of your mind, your universal thinking, and going down to a single thought process, expand that up, magnification to another universe, then down to a little spot in that, expand that up, so D2, down to D3, expand that up to another universe, and then go all the way down to the single spot in there, and storms of your life. You're coming out of this golden ore state, this double-minded state. It's ugly. No, it's not. It's my good way. Or I'm rebelling, I'm pissed off. Give it up. Hold tight. Come back to God, and He's splitting this atom. Nuclear fusion or fission, coming up to nuclear fusion, right? He's fission, and it's time. It's gaining 1 to 2 to 4 to 8 to 16. Remember, I showed you all that before. Go back. That's back quite a way. I've been teaching on this stuff for quite a while. Okay, I can't cover all of it over and over and over again. I'm referencing it. Okay? Now, let down. Come on. God's purifying it. This is cold as ice. Cold. Dumbass thinking. Good and evil, it's no good. Go God's way. The way, the truth, and the life. Jesus, Jesus' way. Yahweh's salvation. Right now, immediately. Whoop. Let me take you back into this love of God. Now, I've got a note here. Gold represents God's nature, character, and authority. That's the royalty of God. You gain a little tiny bits of it, and it's consuming and refining this stuff out, this crap. He's bringing out and refining the gold. His nature, character, and authority. His royalty, the love of God. He's illuminating it, bringing it into like a fiery state. I'm on fire for God. That's in your mind. Emphatic, hot, pursue Him. God is the greatest. Your gratitude and your love for God increases. Greater and greater and greater and greater and greater. Racham Mecham. I most generally try to do the little shorter orange one is the Racham. The ability to love God is God loves you in the longer highlighter. It's God's love that's beyond the mere description of words, and it's inexhaustible. You can't wear it out. The more you get, the more that you know that there is to get. It's like in this refining process and digging all this stuff out and mining it out, there's a lot. The more that you know and learning all these chemical, I mean, it's, the more that you know there is to know. Taking them down into the atoms of each one of these, down into the protons, neutrons, electrons, and then in the atoms, and then going down to the quarks and stuff, and then on down beyond anything any humanistic thinking can understand. They got it right all the way down to like the string theory. Oh my goodness, pure energy is in there. Got to get out all this red dog thinking though. Use that fertilizer to increase you into God's energy, into His Spirit. You can't destroy the Spirit of God. You can't destroy energy. Now, gold represents God's nature, character, and authority. His royalty. It's spiritual wealth. It's not the wealth of this natural, worldly way of thinking. And this natural stuff, gold is worth a lot. But in the spirit, these pearls of great price, this gold, these little bitty spots down inside this D3 thinking, down in deeper, universe, is worth the most. You can't buy it with no amount of effort from this red dog thinking. Your own right-mindedness. That stuff's gotta go. Hit the road, you Jacob. Stop tripping me up, bro. Yeah, you suck, you gotta go. Trying to suck the life out of you. It's carnality. It's enmity against you going towards and into God's righteousness. Kick its butt out. Agree with God, everything you got. And you'll increase into God. He'll give the increase. Not you, but you're giving the increase. This is dying to yourself and coming alive in God. They're the fullness of life in God. Right? That's the spiritual wealth. That's just royalty. That's the gold, the purified gold. But you got to go through all this purification. Okay, got rid of that one. Now there's another hardened down metal down in there. And then it floats to the top, steaming out. Yes, sir, Daddy. It's hold tight and ready for you. Lightning bolt. Okay? Now, I'm just going to touch on this. Maybe just try it. I'm going to try just to read 1 John chapter 1, verses 5 through 10. If I don't get it, then you know where it's at. And do more than just skim it. Read it, understand it, live it, exist it. In these storms, when God brings this, hold tight. Come up to God. Work out your own salvation, your own deliverance. Not in fear and trembling, but in reverence, honor, respect. Oh, dear God, not going this thief and robber. Give us Barabbas, because we're too busy like a Pharisee wiping bullcrap on our face. Doing our good works or rebelling against what we don't like. Yuck. Spew that junk out of your mouth. You ain't casting out nothing junk. Yeah, it is junk. It's crap. God's not making any junk. Okay? Now, let's read a little bit. Over this in the King James Version. 1 John chapter 1, verse 5 says, God is light, illumination, fire. He's relighting your torch, relighting your fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Zap! 'Cause I wanna go higher and higher. Zap! Come on, baby, light my fire. Dear God, come on, baby, I'm on fire for you. All right. Now, verse 5. This is then the message which we have heard of him, God, and declare unto you that God is light, and in him is no darkness at all. Now, just a little bit on this. I'm not going to go too deep here because I want to try to read a little bit more, but I might not be, I might go farther, okay? This light is translated from 5457, Phos, P-H-O-S.
Strong's G, 5457, Phos.
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 Now, if we go on in here, and we're just going to look down, I've already looked, but is to shine or make manifest. Luminous, to illuminate your mind. This is dark ugliness. Hold tight and zap it out, and it's illuminating your mind. Now, that's in the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance. In the in the Thayer's Greek lexicon, it's saying fire, a lamp, or a torch. It's like lightning, like that O-R. Let there be light in Genesis 1:3. Chapter 1, verse 3. Let there be light. God said, let there be light. Slap! He's chopping it out, skimming it out, way out. What? Hiya! And then again, in the New Testament. Bring you into existence. Back, exist, back into the self-existent one. Hello, self-existent one. Boom! God's love. Alright? And God is light. He's just lightning. It's fire. Lots of activity. Down here in this stuff, it's cold, man. We're going to stay at Barabbas. A thief, a robber, heel grabber. Carnal-mindedness. It only comes to steal, kill, and destroy. It's the carnal. It's enmity. It's against you going towards and into God's way. It tells you to fear God. With false evidence appearing real. God's your protection. Be like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Heat up 5 times as hot. And saying, death or life. We don't know which one you're working on, God. Oh, God's working, mining out. Storms of your life. Starting of the water. Oh, God. What you do this to me for? Red dog. Shut up. Whack, back, twit, up. Hold tie your butt. Well done. They'll get this sort. Zap. Bring you from the cold wave. Up. He's transforming. Burning up this red dog, mining out this ore, smelting it. Whoa! Taking the energy, the spirit, bring you up. Making it productive, not just fertilizer, bullshit in your garden. Okay? Now, this word down in here, God is light, and in him is no darkness at all. This darkness comes from this S-K-O-T-I-A, this word.
Strong's G, 4653,
Scotia. Okay. That's basically meaning ignorance of God's love. This stuff, double-minded stuff, your own red Adamic ways, your Antichrist ways, is ignorant of God's ways. It's calling God a big bad tyrant that really loves you. But he just doesn't know what he's meaning, because this devil and all this stuff over here, this phantoms of the mind, imaginary figures and all this stuff, is big bad who's kicking his butt. Because it's greater than God even. and it's about to win. You better be very afraid of God. Better not trust in God. No, hold tight to this stuff. Shut it up. And go back to God. God is the greatest. This stuff's just stupid. It's your carnal mind trying to cover its own ass. The CYA. Cover its own donkey thinking. You don't know what to talk about. It's he-oh. You still talking he-oh, and this. You kind of understand it. Don't understand nothing of God. But as you do more and more, God, my children, hear my voice. And the voice of another, this he-ho and donkey. You won't listen to. In God, there is none of this darkness. What's that? How to pronounce that again?
Strong's G 4653. Scatia.
The
Scatia.
darkness due to want of light. It doesn't have any illumination, any of God's fire, any desire for God. It's dim, it's dumbass. Okay? Now, I'm not going to probably get through this because I'm about to run out of time, okay? I figured I wouldn't be able to. But it's 1 John chapter 1, verse 5 through 10. It was just a bare nuts and bolts. But oh my goodness, that one part. Verse 5. God is light, and in him is no darkness at all. He's binding out this golden nature of himself within your mind. Agree with him. So you change this double-mindedness into God's pureness. Oh my goodness. Have a great day. Tell people about the Waterman videos. It's just great news, God.